Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Okay, family, on today's conversation, look, MAGA loyalists are thinning. What I mean by that is those that, most folks thought was the diehards, gonna ride till the engine falls off or till the wheels fall off, until the engine goes out. They were gonna stick with Trump regardless of anything. They were gonna stay with him. That right there is looking like it's thinning, because for one, you have a lot of folks on the right that is retiring. You have some that has once supported and stood behind and took a lot of risks for this president, and they're now have left and created brands, and some of them are even talking about running for office. So we want to continue to talk about that, because there was another individual considered a strong Trump loyalist who worked with Rudy Giuliani, has recently announced that he'll be running for Congress as a Florida Democrat. So we'll talk about that a little later on in the show. Also, American magician and illusionist David Copperfield is calling it a career, ending his residency in Vegas after 25 years. Okay, after 25 years. Also, the former Bachelor host Chris Harrison is set to bring, to host another dating show, this time on Fox Nation. So we'll talk about that also in the program. And I don't remember if we had spoken about this prior, but I might have mentioned it in the beginning of one of our previous shows and did not have the time to discuss it. But with the new merger of Paramount and Warner Brothers, HBO Max and Paramount Plus are talking about becoming, or most likely will become, one streaming platform, which, hey, it is what it is. Me personally, I don't see that as a bad idea, because if you haven't realized, there is a lot of streaming services until you just start losing your mind. It's overkill. I look at the list of mine. I'm like, damn, how many do we have? Now, of course, you have the free platform. So you have your Pluto TV, your Tubi. What other ones are free out there? There's a number of ones. If you happen to have a smart TV, there's usually a smart TV channel that has live channels. If you have Roku, there's live channels. But as far as subscription-based platforms, you have your Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Fox Nation, YouTube TV, Netflix, Prime Video, BET Plus. Oh man, I know there's more, and I'm probably blanking out on some of them, but there's so many. So me personally, I love seeing the merging, so it can start minimizing the number of streaming platforms. So we'll talk about that also in the show. And what else do we have on tap for you all today? Okay, I want to bring you this question, because I'm always having a conversation with my friends in politics. Who are your contenders for 2028? I'm asking you all, the people, because I'm curious to hear, or to know exactly what's your take on it. What is your take on who the Democrats should choose and who the Republicans should choose, or who is a strong contender that could run third party? We'll talk about that later on. And also, if we have time, there is a case that has went viral. This happened in Michigan. A couple was going to Smoothie King to order smoothie, and the gentleman, her husband, I believe, had a Trump hoodie on, and the employees, the workers at Smoothie King, had basically said, "Sir, you have to leave. Y'all have to leave." And now this is big discrimination case because they refuse to serve the couple because of their political views. We're going to talk about that. I think it's interesting. We're going to talk about that in the show. Okay, now as we continue this ride, my friends, thank you so much, as always, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. This is episode 540. That's right, 540. I want to thank you, as always, for your continuous support. You know how to follow us through our social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on, what else are we on? We're on X, Blue Sky, Substack. We're on loads of other platforms. You can also chime in. As you know, we drop new episodes Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Excuse me, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, just to name a few. You can also check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on the Goatverse TV app. That's right, the Goatverse TV app. If you have not downloaded that app, please do so. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Also, you can listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our affiliates, KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas. You can chime into the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas. Then you can also head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM, Straight Talk, weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, that's only on WDJY 99.1 FM. And then lastly, we're heading to New Orleans. WBOK 1230 a.m. weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to support this wonderful station, all the wonderful outlets and stations that I just named here. We're very honored and thrilled to be a part of this of these affiliates, continuing to grow our audience, to continue to broaden our listenership. And we're truly honored. We're growing each and every day. As I mentioned earlier, we are a grassroots program, and so we're just very, very, very fortunate. Also, before we head to a commercial break, please, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Arrington Gavin Show. We have a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers, and we continue to pick up each and every day. Few subscribers here, some here, one there, this and any other, and we want to just continue to pick up and keep that momentum going. So again, if you be so kind to subscribe to our YouTube channel, I truly appreciate it. What else do we have? Oh, man, first and foremost, the other evening, my wife and I, we had a busy day. A couple days ago, we had attended not one, not two, but three events. We literally had a whole day. It was a lot. And I've actually, for those who are watching, I want to share some pictures from that time or of that moment. So this kind of is, let me kind of come out of here. So this was the first one. So my good friend Kate Powell, as you all know, Kate for the People, she was a part of a panelist at the first annual Too Much of a Woman Fest. Now, Too Much of a Woman Fest was founded by my good friend, country sensation Roberta Lee, rising country music star Roberta Lee. If you have not heard of her, please look her up. Buy her albums, Too Much of a Woman, everything through Spotify. I don't know how follow her on all her social medias. She is dope. But she created this music festival in Hampton, Virginia, in the historic Phoebus area, and she had the first half, I think, in the mornings were like panel discussions from different topics with different folks, all women, by the way. All the lineup of artists, music artists, were all women, different genres. It was wonderful. And anyways, I ran into my good friend Kate Powell, and we it was great seeing her. We chopped it up for a minute because she's also a busy bee. Her and her husband was heading to DC because she had another speaking engagement she had to do. And it's busy season for all of us when it comes to content creators, those that are involved in the political space, because we're in midterms. We have local elections, of course, happening, but we also have these major federal elections also occurring. So we were all on the move. So started the day off with that. Then we went to head over to where do we head to? We went to my buddy Joe Smith, former NBA star Joe Smith had recently. Let me see if I can pull up a picture from that day. Hold tight. I'm over here forwarding this. He was Joe Smith, former NBA star, number one pick in the 1995 NBA draft, is doing so much great stuff in his community, and he was showcasing a new. He's working on a local business, Mr. Woody's Gourmet Popcorn, which actually Mr. Woody's is gonna be coming on the show very soon because I've already spoken with them, and really nice guy. Let me tell you something about Mr. Woody. He is. Where is that? Do I have it? Oh, I don't know if I even. Darn it! Why'd I even post it? Well, I'll be posting that one soon, but let me at least show you the other evening. So we went to support our good friend, my wife and I, we went to go support our good friend Joe Smith because Mr. Woody's Gourmet Popcorn was launching a new signature flavor. Joe Smith, it was sea salt and caramel. Lord have mercy. Who would have known? Because you folks have had caramel popcorn before, but just the sea salt, makes a difference. Let me tell you something. But first of all, Mr. Woody's has a ton of amazing flavors. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. He has, I counted well over like 15 flavors. Plus, he has ice cream, loads of flavors. He puts his ice cream on top of a big fat waffle, not a waffle cone. Oh, actual waffle. Oh my goodness, I was in heaven. But it's so interesting because I was talking with my wife and I was like, you know what? As a kid, I never cared for Cracker Jacks. Like it was something I just wasn't drooling over. But like the older I get now, I gotta have different flavored popcorn. Like I don't know why. It's a craving. But hey, Mr. Woody's got it going on. So we were there to support Joe Smith again in his new signature flavor there. And then later on in the evening, we finished the night off at the 57th annual it was the 57th annual Women's Division Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce Chesapeake, honoring Chesapeake City Councilwoman Dr. Pat King. So this is myself and Dr. King, very one of my good friends, very sweet and a lovely lady, well deserved this honor as well. She has served on the school board prior, and then she's currently in her first term as city councilwoman. Here's myself and Virginia Congresswoman Jen Kiggins, Republican Jen Kiggins. Yes, I do hang with folks from all party aisles. I've mentioned this time and time again. Arrington is not just this and that. No, I'm friendly to all people, and she's this is not my first time or second speaking with Congresswoman Kiggins, which we're working to get her on the show as well because she has a big election happening. I've been interviewing so far. I've interviewed one of her potential opponents, Matt Strickler. That's the Matt Strickler is the gentleman who is running for Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. But there's Jen Kiggins. It's my buddy, Chesapeake Sheriff Wallace Chadwick, who I've had on the show when he was running for the sheriff's position. So he's a newly elected Chesapeake Sheriff. He's also my neighbor. Okay. And then we have Chesapeake Police Chief Selesky, Mark Selesky. And so he's been a police chief in Chesapeake for quite a while. And then I think, lastly, we have, I think I have one more. That is my buddy, Les Smith, Chesapeake City Councilman Les Smith. And that was just a little bit of whatever. So, yeah, just wanted to kind of share with you, like, your boy is tired. Your boy is exhausted, but we had a wonderful time. It was a great evening, great networking, all that great stuff. And I recommend our listeners, those that are business owners, those that are maybe new into the entrepreneurship world, networking is key. You have to be involved on things happening around in your community, or that's, it doesn't have to be crazy far, but just, you want to build up a presence so folks will get to know you and get familiar with you and all that great stuff. Because look, this evening, most of the people I knew made a couple of new contacts who I actually spoke with this morning. But look, I'm a sociable person for one. So it was a wonderful time, wonderful evening. But now your boy is exhausted. My body is aching. The following day, I had to move some stuff out of a storage unit. I'm beat. But enough about all that, because I want to get going with some of these conversations here. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, that's that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends, we are back. I told you it was only going to be a short break. It's only going to be a short break. Okay, let's get it going with our first story, because I thought this was the most eye-catching one so far for me. Where is it? Well, anyway, I don't think I actually see. Normally, I always, for those who are watching, I always put in. Well, I have the time here. I'm gonna talk about one of Trump's loyalists. There we go. I know I put it there. MAGA loyalists are thinning, and when I mentioned that earlier, and what I meant by that is what I'm trying to say. What I meant by that is MAGA at the time had so many prominent figures that was standing behind the message. Make America great again. There were so many. You had Candace Owens, you had Marjorie Taylor Greene, you had Ben Shapiro, you had Alex Jones, you had Nick Fuente. I mean, all of these, social media influencers and folks with large platforms, they're slowly leaving away. And they're just those are extremist ones. I mean, you have those like those that had previously worked in the administration. Scaramucci, for one, he is very anti-Trump. You had Conway, blanking on his first name, but Conway is the ex-husband of Kellyanne Conway. He's also former he is an attorney. I think he's working more closely with like the Lincoln Project, and now he's also running for Congress in New York as a Democrat. It's gonna kill me if I. Okay, George Conway. There we go. George Conway. He's currently running for Congress as a Democrat in New York's 12th congressional district, but he's not the main one I wanted to talk to you all about. I wanted to talk about this gentleman here first because there's so many different reports that I want to share with you all. So Lev Parnas, ex-member of Trump's cult, announces he's running for Congress in Florida as a Democrat. What? Who? Explain. Okay, so Parnas, who worked with Rudy Giuliani to find or manufacture dirt on Joe Biden in Ukraine, says he woke up. All right, interesting. Ukrainian-American businessman who served a 20-month sentence for campaign contributions to Republican politicians, including Donald Trump, that secretly came from a Russian oligarch, has announced a bid to unseat María Elvira Salazar, a Cuban-American Republican who is in her third term as a representative for Florida's 27th congressional district. Now, he rose to national attention during the Trump's first impeachment trial in 2019, when it emerged that he had been the first to ask Trump to remove the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch. There we go. I did go to school. And then worked with former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani to press Ukrainian officials to make false claims about corruption by Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. Now, recently, Parnas has announced that he will run as a Democrat. His son Aaron is a prominent Democratic activist and social media influencer with 5 million followers on TikTok and nearly 3 million on Instagram, and has been called the Gen Z Walter Cronkite by Rolling Stones. Interesting, because I've never heard of this guy at all. But I just think it's quite interesting because George Conway, at the time, him and Kellyanne Conway, when they were together, Kellyanne Conway was this. Both of them were working under the Trump administration. Then George realized he's like, this man, I can't do this. Kellyanne stuck with him. She's still sticking with Trump, still sticking with MAGA. Believe their child, who's an influencer as well, she's against Trump. I mean, you can say she has more liberal views, and I guess it's more like an age thing as well. But a quote here I want to read. It says, "I've spent years seeking out exposing corruption and warning about the dangers facing our democracy. Now it's time to take that fight directly where it belongs, to Congress." He wrote on X. Just to again mention to you all that he was convicted for campaign finance violations in 2021 as part of a scheme to trade Russian political contributions, including $325,000 to Trump's approved super PAC, America First Action, for support for a legal cannabis company. While people with felony convictions may not vote in Florida, they are permitted to run for office. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing. This was reported by The Guardian, so if you want to continue reading this article yourself, make sure to go to The Guardian and just type in Lev Parnas. Okay, so first thing I want to speak on this is I don't think he has a chance in hell, for one. he might have some good connections, being, hey, a businessman with money in Florida. That I've seen folks still keep hold of their connects within their previous parties, because I'm assuming that Lev was a Republican prior to now wanting to run for as a Democrat. Second reason why I don't think he has a chance in hell of winning, because Florida, I say this all the time, is a large red state. Okay, it is a big red state. It is Republican dominant all around. I've seen Democrats go either independent or will switch over to Republicans, and I'm always thinking, I'm like, in today's society, you don't see a lot of Democrats really switch over to Republicans. You've been seeing a lot of Republicans switching over to Democrat, or Republicans, going independent, but you never see Democrats switching over to Republicans. In my theory, I'm like, oh, that must mean that Republicans always have the major advantage, and if you are a Republican, most likely you will win and you will get elected, right? There is strategy when it comes to how elections and all that stuff works. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought this was interesting. I remember the face. I remember the name during these cases. He was one of many individuals who was arrested, because let's be honest, he's not the first guy that, was convicted on something. Trump had countless of individuals. I remember was it Paul Manafort? He served some time. Giuliani's, was found guilty on a bunch of cases. What's the pillow guy? My pillow. I mean, there's so many individuals that was arrested, in the name of Trump. Oh, well, can't forget the slew of folks that now is pardoned from January 6th. So everybody has broken the law for Trump and has got dirt. Okay, has literally gotten nothing from from risking their reputation and careers. They never got anything back in return, but jail time. That's what they got back in return. But again, what's your take? That's, I guess, what I want to leave you at that. As far as for Lev Parnas, like, what's your take on this gentleman wanting to run for office? And I think I might even have a soundbite of, I thought I had it. Oh, yes, I do. Here it is right here. This was recently on Ali Velshi of MS Now had brought this up. And I thought it was an interesting story. Hold up, let me change the frame for you guys.
This last week, Lev Parnas announced that he was launching a congressional bid in Florida's 27th district as a Democrat.
I'm running because our democracy needs fighters. I am running because our district deserves honesty. I am running because I know the system, Donald Trump's system, from the inside. Because remember, I helped build MAGA. And now, I promise you, I will do everything in my power to dismantle the corruption surrounding it, piece by piece, truth by truth, until democracy wins.
This last week, Lev Parnas announced that he was launching a congressional bid in Florida's 27th.
So, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but why do I feel like watching The Godfather after hearing that man I picked it up and now I want to destroy it. Piece by piece, truth by truth. Like, hey, now hearing it from his mouth, I don't know, maybe, but I still think that, for one, Florida is a hard state to win as a Democrat, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. I think it's a hard state to win in as a Democrat. That being said, bro, you were in the spotlight for the wrong reason. It's difficult for people to be convicted in anything, and then you want to earn the trust of voters to say, I'm voting for this guy because well, I just do. Like, come on now. Trust is everything. You broke the law the first time. Yes, you served your time, but what is the benefit for, for you? Like, what do you get out of this? Because again, voters are going to be like, well, is he trying to do some kind of, come back, get in a powerful position? And now that he's in there, oh, sky's the limit. What is he going to do? Is he going to flip back and forth? Because again, Florida has been known to have Democrats flip over to Republican. It's interesting. But I want to extend this conversation about MAGA loyalists thinning, okay? Because there was also actor James Woods. Y'all remember James Woods? Now, James Woods, he's been on a number of stuff. I think the last film I've ever seen James Wood on, I remember he used to make his appearances on Family Guy, but I remember he was on movies like Be Cool. That was the last thing I've seen James Woods. I'm not really like a James Wood follower kind of person, so I'm like saying, hey, that's James Woods, yeah. But James Wood became a notable figure outside of the world of Hollywood and acting as a diehard Trump loyalist. And it was recently announced that James Woods says he's leaving the Republican Party. His decision comes amid a split in the Republican Party between lawmakers warning wary of risky investigations and conservatives who want a tougher approach against Democrats. Okay. Also, I want to throw in there, when the late great Rob Reiner was murdered, when him and his wife sadly had lost their life, James Woods was dear friends with Rob Reiner. And James Woods had said, look, we might not agree politically at all. We've had our back and forth, but we've always had love for each other. We were always dear friends. Remember, you had an individual in office that said nothing positive about Rob Reiner. I don't need to replay the tape. We all know what was said. And could that have helped James Woods, leave the Republican Party, say, I'm done with this. Again, outspoken MAGA supporter James Woods says he is leaving the Republican Party and registering as an independent, citing frustration with GOP leadership in Congress. The Ghost of Mississippi actor announced the decision recently on his X, criticizing congressional Republicans for blocking an effort to investigate Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar, arguing some GOP lawmakers aren't doing enough to hold the position accountable. Now, look, you're telling me that you are leaving the party based on one person that you want to see being investigated. Now, look, I don't agree with Ilhan Omar with a lot of things, but if you want to start investigating her, you're gonna have to start investigating every single person in Congress. Like literally, like that's just, you just want her, so you gonna lead the party because they need to be tougher and investigate. Interesting. He puts, I'm done with the Republican Party. He's 78 years old. Between this and Thune's refusal to pass the SAVE Act, I'm done with the Republicans. These uni-party traitors. That's what he said. Uni-party traitors. I'm changing my party affiliation to independent. No wonder President Trump is fighting an uphill battle every day. So that being said, I kind of let me take back everything I said in the past of him leaving MAGA. He is still very much a part of MAGA. But he is leaving the Republican Party, which can affect the MAGA presence, because at the end of the day, we live in a two-party system. We have third parties, but it sucks that all parties are really not taken seriously, because there's money on the Republican side, there's tons of money on the Democratic side. If he, even though he's registered as an independent, still going to vote for MAGA anything. Let's just be frank here. He also Woods has included a video of South Carolina Republican Nancy Mason in his post, who also criticized members of her own party after a proposed motion seeking records related to Omar failed to advance in the House. The post on X argued that members of her own party were protecting Omar and called the situation evidence of a uni party. I mean, y'all, all this is just one big distraction. I mean, you're like, just like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all doing everything y'all can, but take care of your constituents. You're worried about uniparty. Well, last time I checked, don't y'all have to work on both sides of the aisles in order to pass legislations? Don't you have to get along? Don't you have to, work on bipartisanship? That's how the game works. That's how politics works. So what you're saying is that she's a threat, and if you refuse to take the foot down and do whatever y'all want to do, because y'all can't stand Ilya Omar because she might be too radical for you all and too extreme. But guess what? Republican Party has a ton of those too. All right. Don't look. You thought Marjorie was the only one? Please. Omar has denied those allegations. In previous inquiries have found no conclusive evidence supporting them. She argued that Republicans should be willing to pursue investigations. This is Mace is saying they often campaign on particularly allegations involving immigration issues tied to Omar that have circulated the conservative media for years. What has circulated the conservative media for years is the fact that they just don't like Ilhan Omar. That's literally it. She's not afraid to speak what's on her mind, like the president in office. And look, I'm not here to defend Ilhan, because she does say some extreme stuff where I'm like, ugh, it's a little too much for me. So I get it, but call a spade here at this point. You gotta do it on both sides of the aisle. So that's one down from the Republican Party. Congressman Burgess out of Utah announced that he's retiring from Congress. You also have a gentleman from California, longtime Republican official who is who announced that he's retiring. Representative Darrell Issa, longtime congressman best known for leading the Benghazi probes, had recently announced that he's retiring from Congress. He is the 41st Republican to announce his exit from Congress after 2026, and the 5th announced in the recent weeks. So Republican, look, I'm a fan of seeing those that serve for a long time announcing that they're not seeking. I wish the Republicans will have more of those on their side. But at the end of the day, I think the Republicans are realizing that they have an uphill battle during this midterms, and it's hard to do a lot of defending of this administration too. And he's like, look, I've served all these years. I'm good. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired. All right. And I'm just, I can't do it anymore. You have Tim Scott riding up there solo as a MAGA loyalist. I mean, it's interesting. It really is interesting. So when you start seeing a party that had once gave so much praise to this man slowly but surely thinning out, it's interesting. It really is interesting. Let me digress from this convo, y'all. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to take a small break from politics and talk about one of the world's most popular illusionists and magicians. I'm talking about David Copperfield. Now, I have a David Copperfield story. So I think I was maybe, how was I? It was a graduation gift. My parents had gifted me a trip to Las Vegas. Okay. And it was my first time going to Las Vegas. Never been. Always wanted to, right? But never been to Las Vegas. And so my folks and we all went to Las Vegas in June, by the way. Lord have mercy. Never again. We went in June, hot as Hades. It was maybe, what was it? I think the highest it was 112 degrees. Now, I'm from Virginia. We have dry heat, and it gets hot. Like, it gets hot, but I've never, ever witnessed or even been through temperatures of 112. You kidding me? So most of the time I was inside. Had no shame. I was inside majority of the time. I think I stayed for about a week and a half. And we were in there. We were out there at one time for we were there we were outside for a smidgen because I think I wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger or something. And I'm busy walking as fast as I can because I'm like, the faster I walk, I'm trying to get out this heat. My parents are walking like if they in the Sahara Desert, like, oh my God, it's hot. I'm like, hello, we're in Vegas. Anyway, fast forward. One of the shows that we went to go see was David Copperfield over at the MGM Grand Hotel, and it was amazing. It was a wonderful show. He had a residency there, and when you always have your is he really making that disappear? Is he really like, I gotta see it to believe it, because it's too good to be true, right? I've seen him on TV times and times again, and I'm like, I don't know. Is that real? And I do believe there's such thing as really great qualified magicians, right? They can easily say makes it. But I'm telling you this right now. One of his he was two tricks that really caught my attention. This man made a car appear on stage. Okay, that was one. Two, he went in the crowd, had a balled up a piece of paper, had that balled up paper hovering between, it was like sandwiching between his both hands, and it was like hovering, it was floating in the air, and he had people, hey, put your hand in there, and it was still hovering. And I was just like, all right now, David, I have to say a quick prayer. I'm like, oh my goodness, he really made, and it was awesome. Great show, great fan interaction, man, a true icon. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it was announced recently that David Copperfield will be ending his MGM Grand residency after 25 years. This is reported by Channel 3 NBC News out in Nevada. By Sarah Sullivan. Says here, after performing at the MGM for more than 25 years, David Copperfield is closing the curtain on his residency. MGM Grand announced that the Illusionist final show will take place on April 30th of this year. Quote here says, we thank David and his exceptional team for the incredible energy they've consistently delivered with this larger-than-life production. This was from Mike Newbaker, president and COO of MGM Grand. David has fascinated audiences at MGM Grand for more than 25 years, and we wish him every success as he embarks on a new chapter of his journey. The Illusionist took on social media to address the end of his residency. Copperfield even teased what was to come next. He says, for 25 years now, I've been fortunate to headline at MGM Grand in Las Vegas. My last performance at the MGM will be on April 30th, and I'm excited to announce what's next soon. Therefore, it's the largest project I've ever tackled and the most challenging too. Copperfield will perform 120 more shows at the resort over the next 8 weeks. Guests who gave purchase tickets for any shows after that date will be automatically refunded. All righty. Well, again, congrats to the icon, the legend, David Copperfield. Again, for all my listeners out there in Las Vegas, listening right now on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. Look, I hope you go check it out and enjoy it before it ends, man, because like I said, I've had a great time at that Copperfield at his show. So it was an experience. It really was an experience. Let's see, what else do we have next for you guys, man? What else do we have next? Let's talk about Chris Hansen. I'm not gonna spend too much time on him we're going to talk about him before we head to a quick break. Chris Hansen was the former longtime host of the show The Bachelor. Have you ever heard of that show, The Bachelor? Yeah, you heard of it? Yeah. So, by the way, I can't stand the show. I can't stand anything about The Bachelor. I can't stand the sequels, the prequels, all that other stuff. I never liked it. Anyways, Chris Hansen had shared on this is reported by Variety. Chris Hansen, who had not been a part of the Bachelor franchise for years, after a certain scandal that had occurred, and I'll share that in a second, but it says here, after nearly 5 years after his controversial exit, he is making his return to reality TV. Fox Nation has greenlit a new dating series for people seeking a traditional marriage, with Harrison as host, and an expected premiere happening in 2027. Now, before Fox Nation's involvement was known, Harrison posted a casting call for the project on Instagram, saying the show was looking for a single man and woman aged 21 and older who want a traditional marriage-minded partnership built on commitment and shared values. We're looking for singles who believe in clear roles, long-term commitment, and building life together, and who are dating with real intentions. The official logline for the series reads, several women will embark on a relationship journey designed for individuals seeking lasting commitment, blending romance, real-world compatibility tests, and emotional charge eliminations. The series reimagines modern dating through the lens of shared values, authenticity, and goal marriage. Other previous Bachelor producers are on board to include Lewis Karras as EP, Elaine Gale as consulting producer, Linda Lyles as casting director, and Michael Shea as director. Executive producers also include Harris's wife, Lauren Zima, okay, plus Lionsgate Alternative Television executives Nicholas Caprio and Tom Huffman. Which, let me before I continue to read this here, Harrison and his wife were at one point was supposed to be, or had a joint show on Merritt Street Media. That was founded and owned by Dr. Phil. That ended up going bankrupt, filing for bankruptcy. I don't know what's he doing now, but I know that Harrison and them had worked with them for a short time. So that was really the last time I had saw Chris Harrison. As you know, he hosted The Bachelor and all its spinoffs beginning in 2002, when the iconic reality dating series premiered. In 2021, he left the franchise after making racially insensitive comments while defending former contestant Rachel Kirkconnell, who was receiving online backlash over photos circulating online of her attending an antebellum plantation theme party as a college student. Now, Variety reported at the time that after Harrison took a temporary hiatus from hosting when the controversy began, his team began outrage with the dragging out process surrounding his return, and was unhappy with the network and studio not publicly supporting Harrison. Okay, so good for Harrison. He's making a comeback. Of course, Fox Nation will be the one to offer him that comeback because it's Fox, for crying out loud. They're the ones that gave, Rob Schneider a special, as well as Roseanne, which Roseanne's special was hot garbage. It was awful. Let's go ahead. We're gonna take a quick we're gonna take a quick break, my friends. Quick 30-second break. When we come back, we're gonna be talking about this story happening in Michigan, where a couple that were Trump supporters was discriminated by the employees at Smoothie King. So don't go anywhere. Like I said, we'll be right back after these short breaks here. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth. 6'10", number one pick, 16 seasons, college player of the year, all-rookie standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care.
All right, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. I mentioned that was a short break. Look, I want to talk about this story in Michigan here, where a couple was, and it was caught on tape. This couple had been refused service due to their support of Donald Trump. Check out this story here.
Workers at a Smoothie King in Ann Arbor fired. Viral video showed them allegedly refusing service to a couple because one of them is wearing a Trump hoodie. Let's get live to Fox 2's Dave Kinchin in Ann Arbor with a look at the controversy. Dave.
Yeah, Rip, this video has gone ultra viral. Now, this is the Smoothie King behind me here on Jackson Road in Ann Arbor, where all of this went down. What we can tell you is the couple that says they're victims in this case recorded the exchange they had with those two now fired workers. Listen.
We were just wanting a smoothie, and you literally looked at us, and I asked you if everything was okay. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie. Yes. That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. Like,
that is illegal.
So that's illegal to do.
So here's what happened at this Ann Arbor Smoothie King. The two workers are out of jobs after refusing to serve Erica and her husband Jake of Dearborn Heights. Jake is wearing a hoodie with President Trump's name on it. The workers said they did not feel comfortable in this encounter, and the couple says they were clearly discriminated against, so much so a GoFundMe page was set up, created to help them fight their legal case that they believe they had. But is this really an act of discrimination that violates the Constitution? Well, we took that question to Detroit attorney Jonathan Marco for his take, but first, here's another look at that video.
Hey, you know that's a crime, right?
It's not
discrimination.
We have the right to refuse service here, and that's what we
not due to political views, though.
A lot of people are surprised to find out that the constitutional freedom of speech does not apply to private businesses, which means private businesses can discriminate based on political viewpoint. If you could refuse service to somebody with a MAGA hat, or you could refuse service to somebody with a Kamala Harris hat. It's just the law. Now, there are some specific states that do have laws protecting political speech, including in the public venue. Michigan is not one of them. And the Constitution itself, freedom of speech, does not apply to private businesses.
Now, Smoothie King's corporate office posted a statement on its social media that says, in part, quote, the franchise owner has taken immediate action and the two employees involved are no longer with the business. Both the franchise owner and Smoothie King corporate have reached out to the guests several times to apologize and will continue to follow up. The local owner is also taking further action and enforcing mandatory retraining for all employees that outlines our guest experience standards. Now, we did reach out to that couple to get a comment, find out more about their take on all of this. We haven't heard back just yet. Now, tonight on The Edge, we flipped the script a little bit. What about those two fired workers? Do they have a case in all of this in terms of constitutionality? Well, we talked with Attorney Marco about that on The Edge tonight. For now, reporting live in Ann Arbor, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, and we've covered in the past bakers.
Let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell you something. This is an interesting case, in my opinion. Very, very interesting. So, I'll first say is that the workers were wrong and they should have been fired. I am not a Trump fan whatsoever, but at the end of the day, when you're in a place of work, you cannot discriminate against somebody because of their political views. You just can't. You just can't. And so that couple most likely will win the case. They have their right to be upset and furious. They did not come at them very rude or argumentative. I'm assuming beforehand. Now that of course wasn't shared, but the lady said, "Look, we got here, and then you looked at us funny, and then we said, is something wrong? And then you're like, we feel uncomfortable because your husband has that shirt on. Please leave. That's messed up, because best believe I would have gone in a building or anything, and I had on any political based shirt, I'd be pissed to know that someone's not going to refuse me service because they don't agree with my politics. Now, you heard the attorney share that the Constitution does not prohibit private businesses. Mainly what he's saying is private businesses can do whatever the hell they want. They're private. They make their own rules. Now, Smoothie King is a franchise. The franchise owner has the right to do whatever he wants to. He still has to abide by corporate, because when you own a franchise, you still have to, your corporate will say, hey, look, you have to make this amount of money in sales. If you want to keep, you have to not make this amount of money in sales, but make sure you have to give us our cut, which is going to be at this amount, in order to still be a part of this franchise. Now, what this is going to do is going to obviously hurt the franchise owner's credibility. It's going to make the corporate look bad, because you hear the corporate's trying to get in contact with the couple, continue to apologize. They have the employees doing all these classes and whatnot. It sucks. It really does. We're in a really, really, really tough time right now, because the two employees were two young black ladies, and then the couple was white. And the man was, had his Trump hoodie on. Look, I've been around folks with Trump hoodies on, this and that and the other. I've seen people with their Confederate colors on. You can't refuse service. You can't refuse service. That's why they say you shouldn't talk politics in the workplace. And I get it. Politics is everywhere at the end of the day. But you cannot refuse. So I do believe this is a discrimination case. I don't think that the girls have a case on their hands at all. That's why you don't see a GoFundMe created for the girls. You already see it created for the couple. And of course, the right is going to continue to support them 24/7. But I'm not going to continue this again. I'll just finish off by saying the girls are wrong. They lost their job, which was expected. I could care less of who you support politically. You should not be discriminated of service because of your political beliefs. Point blank, period. Real quick, because we got about maybe 60-ish seconds left until we're going to end this show. But I asked y'all the question earlier: who is the star in the Democratic Party? Okay, who is the star in the Democratic Party? Now I'm going to continue this tomorrow on the next program, because I'm running out of time. But I'll just say this: I personally don't think any side has a star of their party. Right? You want to see people right now are putting Newsom at the helm for 2028. The right, most likely, you got Vance or Rubio. Those two names are coming up on the right. But I'm going to continue this conversation on the next show, y'all, because it is it's a big question to ask. I'm curious to want to know who do you all think would be great contenders for 2028. That in the Democratic Party and in the Republican Party. Who do you think are those popular stars that will be great candidates to run the country? Because I'll be honest, I don't know either side if they have any options. I really don't. I really do not think that either side has contenders that are capable of running the country. But that's just me. I could be wrong, but that's just me. My friends, as always, thank you for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune into the program weeknights, as well as on the radio airwaves. I will talk to y'all soon for another great convo. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.